Okay, it says we're live. I'm trying my phone this time. I don't know how well this is going to work. Bear with me. Hopefully this will be okay. You can see well enough. And when you come in, let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Bubba, can you hear me okay? All right, let's see here. You gotta turn the volume down on this, and over here's, there we go. You can hear me good. All right, Bubba's here. How's it look? Because I can't really see anything. Let's see here. Hold on with me. Okay. I don't know how much of a delay it has. I can't zoom in any further.
We're walking around a 5, 6.
More over the top. I'm trying. At the angle I'm at so that I can burn, it's a little harder. Oops, I'm just bouncing everywhere. Hold on. There is a delay. Hey, JPC. How's that look? It's about as good as I can do.
He says that's better.
All right. Hopefully it'll be still. There we go. So we're going to try this again. Now I was going to burn on the hair and work over into the nose. And I got to remember not to look at the TV because then I see the delay. And we're going to start off with the nibs burner. Is Joshua and Maddie and Jeremy watching? If so, hi. Happy Father's Day.
I'm just letting you know you have about a 7, in between a 6 to 8 second delay.
Okay. I need the bear photo. Where did it go? I closed it. Why did I do that?
Do you want me to find it?
Oh, I know where it's at. Sorry about that. I'm looking for my reference photo. There it is. All right. I want to make sure I get the right hair pattern. That'll do. It is burning a little hot. I'm using the hair tip that I got from Nibs Burner. Unfortunately, you can't get this one anymore. I did try making one. Didn't go as well as planned. I'm trying to follow the hair pattern so it looks realistic. Anybody have any questions?
Yep. JPC 13 Art says, I want to upgrade from the Walnut Hollow burner. Do you have any recommendations on higher end burners?
Well, I have 4 sitting here. And it really depends on what kind of money you're looking to spend. They're all actually kind of the same. I would say if a big pen doesn't bother you, that the Burnmaster, with all the tips that comes with it, might be the way to go.
Why do you say that?
Because when you buy the Burnmaster Eagle, and it comes with both the pins and 10 tips.
Oh.
Hopefully this is coming in okay.
The video I'm getting looks good.
It's warm in here today.
Well, you're using a wood burner.
But it shouldn't be hot. Now I will darken this area because this area has black and dark brown fur. But for now I just want to get my fur pattern down. And I will get my regular control set up for the laptop. I just really wanted to go live this week. And JPC, I don't blame you on the Walnut Hollow. I personally do not care for it. I'm not liking that.
What are you not liking?
I'm not liking how the hair looks. I'm going to try switching over to my heater.
Bubba wants to know what kind of wood you're using.
This is birch. Sorry, I hit the cord on the camera and it moved it.
It's okay.
This is birch. And now I moved over to the spoon shader. I'm not burning too heavy, so it'll keep the hair pattern underneath. And because I'm moving faster, there's less heat hitting the board until I do that. Luckily, I'm going to darken it. I'm just not getting the burn I want. Kind of frustrating. I'm blowing on the tip just to cool it for a second before I touch down. It helps with those dreaded blobs.
So if you're not getting the kind of burn that you want, what's your recourse? What do you...
Move to a different area and work there until I'm happy, and then I'll come back.
Okay.
It's just not sitting right with me. So I'll just move over. And it also seems to be the nibs burner. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Change burners. Alright.
So which burner are you going to switch to?
Burnmaster.
Okay.
This is the Burnmaster new spoon shader. I have not done a video on it yet. It's bigger.
Bubba wants to know, how do you know what temperature to set it at to get specific textures?
I have a test board that I check my heat on first. And honestly, it's really a matter of trial and error. I try to start on the lowest setting and move the quickest until I'm happy with the heat. Like this one, I'm having to bump up to a 5. Oop, and that's too hot. It does take a minute to heat up. Let's see if that'll work. Let's see. I'm getting a smoother burn. I have noticed that my nibs burner has been acting up, but that has to do with the electricity in my studio. I'm not sure why. The other ones do not have this problem. Alright, now I'm getting a smoother burn.
Eve says, oh yeah.
Hi, thank you for coming back.
And JPC, he says, how did you find out about woodburning?
In 2005, I was walking through Michael's. I was looking for drawing supplies and ended up in the wood section and saw a picture of a wood burning on the Walnut Hollow display and was interested in it, so decided for, what was it, $25 for a piece of wood and the Walnut Hollow non-variable burner. I picked it up and went home and burned some elephants. Up until that point, I'd never heard of pyrography before. Now this part right here on the bear is really dark, but I'm going to start off lighter just in case. There's a shadow that goes across the bear right here because he has his arms up, and the way his arms are up, it blocks part of the face.
So Eve says, so you really went into it. Hot.
Yes, I did, Eve.
She says, I'm sorry it's late here.
It's okay. It's okay. I appreciate smiling. See, right here, I did mess up, which normally I wouldn't point out, but I did mess up here, right here in this area. But I'm going to burn heavier, so I'm not going to worry about that section. And if you hear the clicking, that's the ceiling fan. It hit 92 today here, which for us is very warm, and no air conditioning. So, need all the help we can get.
Roseanne Davis just logged in. She says, hello, everyone.
Hi, Roseanne.
And she says, happy Father's Day.
Yes, happy Father's Day.
You know, Bubba asked, and I was thinking about this when you said it, this is, why would you burn on an elephant? It's a good question.
Because I wanted the challenge.
It's terrible.
I know that's terrible. Now I'm looking at doing the lives every Sunday at 6. We got a late start today because of technical issues. But I'm also looking at doing, for those who are outside of North America, looking at adding 2 live streams extra a month in the morning so that people in the UK and elsewhere can join us too without it being 2 in the morning. I have to remember to keep looking at my reference photo. Now this pen does hurt my hand, and I had to take a break in between, more so than the other ones, and I can feel a little bit of heat from the cord, but it's toasty, not overly hot. This is still too... You know, I do want to erase... Oh, can you give me the eraser right there, please? Thank you. And of course, my drafting brush is across the room.
Do you need it?
Please. I want to go ahead and pull my pencil marks where I can. Oh, thank you, love. Thank you. Bump that down, because when I touch down, it's going to be hot. Now, I don't want to go straight to black right here, just in case I mess up, because then I won't be able to get back to a lighter color. Not really. I'd have to sand, and then I risk messing up other areas, and because I'm sanding, it's damaging the wood even more, and the burn just does not come out as smooth. So it's better to start off light and just work your way up. It can take longer to burn this way, but also less frustrating if you mess up. So I know we have Bubba from Arkansas, which is my brother in real life. And Eve is from Quebec. Where else is everybody from? Now I know this part is dark, so we're safe. But I don't want to just fill it in completely dark.
Why?
Because I want a gradient based on... Because inside the nostril is never fully black or dark. There's a gradient. So I'm going to leave some space for that gradient. Let's see here. Hair kind of goes down. It's hard to burn and think of something to say. Normally I have my audiobook or some music going.
Well, oh, Eve is asking, is this a piece for fun or for a special occasion?
This is a piece if I ever finish everything for it for my solo show at Coconino Center for the Arts. Let's see here. You know what? I am going to go dark here. That way I can get my contrast right. Because right here is darker. You know, a little darker here. We'll start here. It's a smaller piece, smaller area.
Eve says that's so cool.
Thank you, Eve. Let's see here. This goes up. The mouth is dark. I think I'm in the wrong spot. I'll darken that out. So it's actually this here. It's darker. Let's see here. I am currently, well, not currently because I'm doing this currently, but I did start doing the outline for some butterflies on fluid watercolor paper. So we'll be doing a video on that. And see how well that burns. We're doing hot press paper first.
JP is asking, what audiobook are you currently listening to?
Okay, I finished the whole 8-book series of the Outlander last week, and I started, and actually I'm almost finished with The Stolen Crown. It's about Catherine Woodville back in the 1400s, whose sister married King Edward IV. And it also turns out, not that anybody cares, that he is our grandmother in real life on the Connell side. And he narrates, well, the actress narrates in Catherine's voice, in a perceived Catherine's voice and Harry Stafford's voice.
I was gonna say, if your great grandmother
It's like 15 greats
was narrating it, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so it's supposed. I can't remember if it's listed as a historical fiction, but it's supposed to be based on my ancestral grandmother. So I wanted to see it's like he's reading the journal. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. And in case you missed it, joining with me reading the comments is my husband, or hubby, Jason, which is why I call my brother Jason Bubba, so it's not so confusing. Let's see here. This part's... I do try to start off touching a darker area before I go into a lighter area so that I'm less likely again to get those blobs. Because once I get going, I can control it better. So, does it say how many we've got watching?
We have 6 watching right now.
Yay! I hope the delay isn't too bad.
And JP says, you need to read A Court of Thorns and Roses. That series is so amazing.
Actually, I do have the first book of that downloaded on, or I purchased it. I haven't started listening yet. You were telling Lisa over and over again to listen to it, so I went ahead and purchased it. I'm almost done with the Stolen Crown, so I should be starting it shortly. Let's see here. This is lighter over here. Think of this part as an underpainting. This part, I'm just trying to get my basics down. You see, this part is really dark. But I'd have to adjust my board, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait.
It always amazes me how slow this is.
Yes. Well, I'm slow. Not everybody's as slow. I am. But that's okay.
I don't have the patience.
Well, this is definitely something that teaches patience. I will definitely say that.
Eve says it's meditative to watch.
Oh, good. See, this part's supposed to be dark right here. Do we want to go that dark so soon?
Well, hope you're not asking me.
Well, because there is some lighter parts in, excuse me, in the shading.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to go black completely, but we do have some really dark right about here. So here we go. We're just going to do it. Hang in there. We're living wild now. We're going to go dark. It's one of these that makes me hold my breath. And we can still go darker.
So you just turn it up a little bit?
Yeah, I turned it up a little bit, but I am slowing down the pen.
Oh. So you were at a 4 on the Burnmaster?
Yep, now I'm at 5.
Now you're at 5. Okay.
Which of course means the pen heats up. Let's start along this line. Got a blob, but we're going to blend it out.
So when you say blob, is it just a part that's burnt too long, or?
Kind of like with your airbrushing.
Okay.
Blob. Let's see. Now, why'd you not do it now? When you first set down, the thicker.
Oh.
Because the heat is the hottest.
Okay. And so you draw it out.
So that blob is right there.
Okay. Then I understand that.
Yeah. Let's see here. And every time you lift the pen, it's reheating up. And if you've had the pen too long on the board, it actually loses heat. So it's kind of a reset every time you lift it. But you can use that to your advantage. And that's where I can get my lighter burns even at a higher heat, because I'm keeping the pen moving and touching the board, so it's actually a little lighter, I guess would be the best way to explain it.
So is this piece one that you're just going to work on live streams, or is this going to be one that you work on continuously and then you come back to on live streams?
I don't know. I guess if people really like seeing me work on the bear, I might hold off on working on it except on live streams. Because this bear is easily, because it's a 16 by 20 board, is easily going to take about 100 hours for me to burn. Other people may be quicker, but for me it'll be about 100 hours. Let's see here.
Eve says 100 hours. Wow.
Yeah. Which means it could take me a couple of months.
Yeah. She says it's a bit like knitting a sweater.
Yes, it is. And my hand gets just as tired. Let's see. I know I'm lighter in here. And when I say lighter, it's still dark in here on the photo. But it's lighter than like this part.
So what's the tip you're using again?
This is the Burn Master spoon shader. It's actually bigger than my original nibs burner shader.
Okay.
But I did purchase the new version of the nibs burner shader, and it's about the same size. So my older one is smaller.
Bubba is asking, how do you know how to lay out your drawing on the wood, what lines to include, etc.?
I go into Photoshop and I outline all. I basically make a coloring book outline. It's a good question. I just go into Photoshop and outline what I think is important, what my brain needs in order to translate right. Where, like this line was here, for me to know that's where the shadow stopped, so that I wouldn't burn darker further in. For making your lines, it's really what your brain understands. Now, somebody looking at it, it may make no sense to them, but as long as it makes sense to you, you're the one doing the burning. That's what matters.
Eve just asked, how thick is the wood board for this piece?
This board is a 1/4 inch thick, which I don't know what that translates to millimeters.
To millimeters?
Yeah.
Oh, she's the one in Canada, right?
Yep, she's in Canada. Quebec.
So it's about somewhere in between. It's about 3 millimeters thick.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
I don't.
I know metric.
Okay. Hubby says about 3 millimeters thick.
I lived in Germany.
This is true.
There's no inches over there. Oh. Eve says it's okay, we have inches too.
I was just trying to be all-encompassing. That's right. Eve talks in inches in her videos too. Eve does awesome watercolor videos.
Oh.
She does reviews and all kinds of showing you how to do. He's got one series going on from beginning to end for the beginning watercolorist. Everywhere from palettes and brushes and paints and paper. She's doing a very, very thorough and interesting series. So if you're interested in watercolor, which we will be adding watercolor to burning in the near future, not on this piece.
Eve says, "Aw, thanks."
You're welcome. Let's see here. See, this part is still even darker, but not. I got glare.
Are you talking about your reference?
Yeah, I'm looking at the reference.
Okay.
Actually, it looks like it. Nothing's flat. It's darker on this side and darker on this side and lighter in the middle. Yeah.
So maybe you should do like those baking shows, and you should just have the bear done prior, and then work on another one, and then at the end of the stream you can just pull out the finished one too. And here it is. It's done.
Oh, that would frustrate so many people because they think they'd have to burn that fast. That would be funny though.
Well, this is me up in baking shows.
Oh, my hand's starting to go numb.
Well, we're approaching 40 minutes, I think.
We didn't get started till 6:30.
It's
Oh.
7:06 right now.
I do have to give my hand a break because it does go numb. Oh, and my arms are sore from yard work. Let's see here. This part's lighter, but this part's darker. Hopefully I can get my other camera to run smoother so you can see closer. Well, luckily I can do mobile live now.
Well, I mean, really honestly, from what I'm seeing, the video is actually really good on this.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Like, I can see your guidelines. I'm looking at, I'm on the tablet, and I can see the guidelines, and I can actually see it up there too. So, I think for, as far as like instructional, like people who are wondering, you know, how it's done, I think this would be very helpful. I mean, as far as what you can and can't see.
So what are some other things that you'd like to see burned? Learn how to burn. It's kind of hard when you're trying to come up with things for people that you're not sure what they want. Where they're stuck or... I will say that for burning, it's very similar to drawing in graphite, except you can't blend with a piece of paper.
Eve says, cats.
Cats.
All caps. So she's serious.
Is it okay if I do big cats? Because I do have some reference photos for big cats. I think I have a photo of a lynx.
JP says, barn owls. All caps. So that's serious too. And Eve says, yes, any cat is perfect.
Okay. I think is it a lynx that we saw at Arizona? Was that a lynx?
I don't remember.
The gray.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so because I took the photo of the bear, I'm trying to only do my reference photos in general. Or get photos from Paint My Photo, which is where the butterflies came from.
Do we have any barn owls in reference?
I have done a barn owl.
Oh, that's right.
I've done 2 barn owls, actually.
Do they know that?
No, because
Oh.
they're older pieces. Gail had purchased the last barn owl.
Well, perhaps you should post them.
Well, they're posted on on our Instagram.
Then I stand corrected. Betty.
But I can do another owl. That's not a problem. In fact, that was my high school mascot.
Barn owls?
Owls, yep. We were the Gig'em Owls. That's what we said. Can you adjust my reference photo so that it's more towards the top, please?
More towards the top?
Yeah, just pull his face and then just pull it down a little bit. There we go. That's and over to the right. There we go. Perfect.
Right there?
Yeah, I was trying to see.
Ah.
I mean, I can see the shadow line right here at the top.
Okay.
But I don't know how much darker and lighter it is in areas.
Mm.
So is this time a good time for everybody for live? I do have to watch. I want to keep a regular schedule. And Jason starts back up at school in September?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what his school schedule will be yet.
5th grade.
5th grade, I know.
Yeah.
So hard. Don't say that. That makes me sound bad. Don't say that.
Hey, no, I just held back.
You're
A
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
So if you're a 5th grade maturity level, what's Bubba? Let's see if he's still watching.
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Even after he made me hit you?
What?
And kiss your neck.
Oh yeah, thanks, Jason. That was weird. Thanks for making it weird.
Let's see if he responds, if he's still with us.
We got 8 with us right now.
Yay, we got 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me happy. That is not Lindsay level, but that is okay.
Mm. If you can just share with just one person,
That's right.
it's still worth it.
That is right. Another thing I would be doing, though, because of the camera, it's kind of hard to do it on live, is adjusting and moving my board.
Oh, Christy Nicole Fine Art says, "Hey Valarie."
Hi, Chris.
Smiley face.
Oh, it's Christy. Hi, Christy. He is on Chaldean's Live, and he's recently started doing colored pencil videos.
Cool.
Yeah, he does a really awesome job. This part is all going to go darker. And like I said, there are lighter parts in the darkness, if that makes sense. So I don't want a flat dark. I hope the delay is not too bad.
The last I checked, it was about 6 seconds.
Oh, okay, that's good. Better than what we were getting. Now there is fur showing more towards the top, and I will put that in. But right now I'm just kind of getting a base down so that I'm not drawing in every hair yet. Now I will, because I'm detailed oriented like that.
MWV Art says,
That's Mark.
"I've been stalking, not chatting much. Hi all."
Hi, Mark. I'm so glad you came back. Thank you. Mark has his own channel, and he plays with all kinds of stuff. And Stephanie, his wife, did Stephanie just reach? She just reached 5,000?
5,000.
I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he had a live going on. They are up in Washington.
State?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whereabouts?
On the way to Portland, Oregon. On the other side of the border.
Not Vancouver.
Yes, Vancouver.
Is it?
Is that right, Mark? You guys are in Vancouver? I had to think about that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh. Mark says she just reached 11,000.
Okay, I was gonna say 10. So I was on her live stream when she hit 10,000.
Wow.
It was really awesome to see that happen for her. And hopefully one of these days we will get there.
And Mark says yes, Vancouver.
And Stephanie is a teacher, if I remember right.
So you're using the spoon shader. Are you just adding the value in as opposed to texture, or are you working texture as well?
Brown tracks. I'm trying to work value in, but every now and then I'm turning my tip sideways and it does put hair texture in. And part of that is because my hand needs a break and I need to switch how I'm holding the pen. And you know, when you're painting one area and you kind of get bored with it and you want to move on to something else, it's the same thing for me on burning.
Oh.
And so I switch how I'm holding the pen so that it feels a little different. Does that make sense?
It does. Although I move around faster.
This is true.
So I don't get bored.
Well, you can move around faster because you got a paintbrush and airbrush.
Yeah. Mark says she works in a middle school as a computer tech.
There we go. I haven't talked to Stephanie in quite a while.
Bubba says, next, give Jason a tattoo with that thing. You're just full of good ideas, aren't you?
That's my Bubba. Actually, no, we've been talking about getting a propane tank and doing art flamethrower style.
Christy Nicole Fine Art asks, Valarie, do you change temperature or pressure to get the values? Or is it like layering the same way, kind of like drawing?
I do change temperature. I can't adjust the camera to see. For this burner, it's up above me, and I do adjust the heat. I can have it on a higher setting, and I just know when to go faster or slower to get darker or lighter. What was the other part?
Or is it like layering the same way, kind of like drawing?
Actually, it's both.
Both, okay.
Because I'm not going as dark as I need to right here yet. But I am trying to work up the contrast.
And Mark says it's great video feed here.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I've actually been trying to go live for, let's see, that's a lighter spot there, for a month now, trying to get my settings right. But like with everything else, I'm so particular, and I didn't want to give you guys a bad stream. Things haven't worked out quite the way I want them to, but I'm glad this looks good.
Kimberly Rose says, so cool, thanks for doing this.
Hi, Kimberly. That's Ray. Kimberly, if I remember right, you've left some great comments. Have you started burning? Let's see here. This is longer hair up here. I'm not going to put in all the hair right now. It's just so I know where things are at. And a lot of times I'd be working with this board upside down.
Grace Blesser says, "Oh, I'm so late."
Hi,
Hey,
Grace.
And hello to Eve. And then, okay, they're just saying hi to each other.
Grace is another one of Lindsay's mods, and she is in Seattle.
Oh, we got a Washington thing going on tonight.
We do.
Kimberly Rose says, "I do burn, but not so good at shading yet."
What kind of issues are you having with shading? Maybe we can work some stuff out right now while we're live. We've only got, how much time we got?
We have about, I would say about 15 minutes.
15
We're going to
minutes.
go a little bit over an hour.
Okay. Let's see here. This up here is lighter. But there is black in there. It's a lighter black. Let's just put it in.
Everybody's just saying hello to each other.
That's good.
So have you ever, I've never actually asked you this. Have you ever thought about just choosing like one tool and then just doing a whole piece with just one tool, one tip?
One tip?
Yeah. Or is that a bad question?
No, that's not a bad question. In fact, for some people, I'm trying to decide. I've kind of done it back when I was using the spoon shader tip from the nibs burner, because I would turn it, and it's definitely doable, but the only reason I don't is I already spend so much time on a piece. I kind of need the change.
Yeah.
Like, this needs to go way darker.
And in response to about the shading issue for Kimberly Rose, she responds, "I'm pretty sure it's due to impatience."
Yes, that will do it every time, actually.
I understand that completely.
I'm going to bump up. Unfortunately,
Bump up.
to 6 on the heat.
Okay.
Because I've already burned this area.
Mm-hmm.
Going darker, I have to bump up the heat.
Oh, so you can't just increase the pressure or slow down on this?
No.
So this it's all basically, it's just basically experience and instinct at this point, right?
Yes. It's hard to explain.
So you're using the force.
I'm using the force.
Okay.
Hopefully don't get copyrighted for that.
We didn't say which force.
I'm using the burning force.
You're using the force of patience.
Let's see here. This line is bugging me.
Eve says that eye is so pretty.
Thank you. I do have a video on just the eye area, which, because this is darker, I am going to have to go back and work on this part. Kind of like when you're painting and have to keep going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Or drawing graphite. I think graphite is the closest, and maybe on some level colored pencil after that.
Well, I would think like watercolor, because you have to hold on to your whites and you can't go back.
Oh, good point.
I mean, that's just my opinion, but I mean, as far as like shading, it seems like it's close to graphite. If your graphite was really, really slow.
Graphite is quicker, yes.
Let's see. Christina Cole Fine Art says, "I have burned just lettering into wood. I can't imagine the patience and time it took to learn this. Your work is so beautiful."
Thank you, Christy. I'm impressed that you did lettering. Personally, I hate doing lettering. That is the one thing I honestly hate burning. I do not like doing lettering. Give me fur and hair all day long. But lettering, ugh. So if you did lettering, more power to you. That's a good start.
Give you fur and hair all day long. Is that why we have 4 dogs? Because We have fur and hair all day long.
This is true. We do have fur and hair all day long.
Orion Fine Art says hi.
Hi, Orion. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
And Grace says, looking forward to your watercolor on wood video.
Yeah, the next video, I'm working on 2 different videos right now. One is swatching out a product I got. Can you grab one of the little bottles? I'll show it to them since in the box. I'm sorry. Yeah, just one of those. Yeah, that works. Okay. We actually, my next video, we are swatching. Hopefully you can see, right? These. I got 6.
There it is.
There it is. 6. Oh, we got somebody from Australia. Hello, Terry. And I've got 6 colors for these and 6 transparents. But I'm also working on a butterfly piece on watercolor, and we're going to be throwing on watercolor paper, sorry. And we're going to be throwing some watercolors on it. And maybe other stuff.
Just throwing it on.
Just throwing it on. I'm telling myself in my head that it's just a study. Because if I have it in my head that it's going to be a finished piece, I'm going to stress too much over it. And put too much time. And I just want to loosen up. Because as you can tell, I'm very detail oriented. And sometimes...
I hadn't noticed.
Smarty pants.
Grace says iridescent. That's going to look so cool.
Yeah, and I've seen some wood turners use it on their pieces, and they painted black before they applied the iridescence, and obviously that part's not going to happen. But I want to see what it looks like on dark burning. So I've already started the swatch board for that.
Oh, Orion Fine Art has a question. It's a pretty big one.
Oh, good.
It says, what wood and techniques such as heat level tips, etc. would you recommend for shading? I purchased a razor tip wood burner with 8 different tips, and I have no idea how to use it.
A razor tip with 8 different tips for shading. Let me see what I've got on right now. Let's see here. Oh, we got a ball tip on. I have no idea where my setting is. Can't see it.
I can tell you.
I think it's about a 6. Alright, this is a razor tip ball tip. I'm going to let the string catch up.
It's about 5.5.
Can you bump it up to 6?
To 6, sure.
Please. I guess that's a bad thing of having it up there, huh?
Yeah.
At least when I'm
that's
live.
right.
Unfortunately, with the ball tips, you gotta go high. It's not your fault, love. In order to get it.
Orion says, I have a tip similar to the one you're using right now.
Okay, the ball tip. There we go. Got a little bit of heat there. Okay.
So now, what did you switch? Just in response to that question?
Just in response to the question, though, the razor tip pen is more comfortable to hold.
Yeah.
And it gives my hand a little rest from the Burn Master. But yeah, I did switch to help Ryan out. Let's see here.
It actually looks more comfortable. It's more like a pen or a paintbrush.
Yes.
The Burn Master is like really thick.
Yeah, if I could talk to them, I would definitely ask them about their pen. So for Orion, right now I'm at I bumped it up to a 8 because unfortunately when there's more metal for the tip at the end, it's more heat. What would you recommend for shading? I like the ball tips for shading. But I also have I don't know if I can get into it. Let's see here. All my tips are in a folder. Let's see if I can get it.
Stop throwing stuff.
I know, I was about to dump this too. I also have the 2 sizes for this. Hopefully you'll be able to see it okay. I do like these for shading as well. Don't know how well you can see it. This delay really throws me. It's kind of a, what do they call this? They call it a transfer tool shader, but I use it for shading. I do not transfer using inkjet in heat. And I think, so that shader I just showed is a really good shader as well. Let's see here, such as heat level tips. Heat up your tip hotter. Use a piece of, I went blank on the word, it's not scratch. Oh yeah, scratch board of the same wood that you're burning on. Test your tip. And start. Start shading. It's kind of hard. Oh.
It's just going to be like practice, right?
It is practice. I would start with a smaller piece. Probably I found for a beginner, if you can pick up or get some photos of fall leaves, I think those are probably the best practice for shading because they have different darks and lights and whatnot, with different shapes, different textures, and you can practice actually quite a bit just doing a fall leaf.
Terry Green says, I have a razor tip that I use for burning patterns on the Native American flutes I make.
Ooh.
But only have 4 pins for it. Are the interchangeable tips the better way to go?
I only have one fixed tip. The rest of mine are interchangeable. And because of how razor tip uses the screws to attach, I haven't tested my attached tip yet to see if there's a difference. I don't like messing with the screws, but the interchangeable does give you a little bit more flexibility. I only have the two pins. I don't need a whole bunch of pins because I can switch out. So it's really a personal preference.
Native American flutes, I would like to see that.
Where are you at, Terry? Oh, bracer. Creative, versatile. Grace, I started with a non-variable walnut hollow. If you just want to see if you like burning, and you for 22, if you hold off on Michael's for a 40 or 50% off coupon, you can get it, the walnut hollow, for around 16. I do have one. I don't care for it, but I'm spoiled. But to find out if you like burning in the first place before you make the investment, because yes, it can be a pretty big investment, but once you know you like it, you're not really replacing. It's not like painting or even graphite, and that way you're not having to replace your media. Once you got what you want, you're good to go. My nibs burner I've had since 2006, and all the other burners that I've shown I've only gotten in the last year, except Coalwood. Got that in February.
Grace says, really, 16. That price
Yep.
was on Amazon, but I'll definitely look at Michael's.
Yep, just hold off on Michael's for, I think it was 16 with a 40% off coupon. And then you can grab a piece of basswood and you're good to start.
So I have a question. So if you're going over areas that you've previously burned on, do you need to turn up the heat anymore, or is it more difficult to burn over those?
It is more difficult to burn over this because the wood's already been damaged with the original burning.
Gotcha.
It's kind of scarred. It's like a scab on the wood for a very colorful picture. And so I'm having to go slower to build up the heat.
I see. Well, Grace says she only shops at Michael's with coupons.
Well, there you go. Hold off on that purchase and use a coupon. Maybe I should do one video with the walnut hollow just to show people. I personally don't care for the pen, but it was a good place for me to start. And I do still have my promo code for Mountain Wood Carvers. I forget about that.
That's in the description, right?
It is in the description. Oh, yeah, it's in the description. I had to look at the screen. It is promo code VAL.
Terry Green says that I'm in Australia. I'm not sure where it says link to my website on my YouTube page. Won't let me post a link here.
Oh, because I have it set that only moderators can post links.
I see.
You can go over to my Facebook and post over there, and I can take a look at your art that way, because I would love to see it. And I don't know why I'm talking like that.
I don't know. We're coming up on we got about 5 more minutes, and then we'll be well over an hour. We're actually going to be about an hour and 11 minutes at that point.
It's so great we have people join us. And see, right here, I'm having a problem with the razor tip only leaving... It's not a smooth burn. And see, the razor tip is a lower wattage. It's volt. It's a 2 volt output. Whereas the nibs burner, Coalwood, and Burnmaster is a 3. And I can tell the difference on that. I do think the razor tip is good for lighter burning. But when you try to go darker... See, I don't know. I can't zoom in for you guys. I'm not getting a smooth burn. It's kind of doing what the nibs burner did a little bit over here.
So Mark says, Stephanie just showed me she has a Coalwood Super Pro 2 with 5 tips.
Awesome.
A starter kit. Not sure what tips they are. I need to practice some.
Oh, that's awesome. That is a good setup. That is the same setup I have. You are good to go. Yep, I'm not liking the razor tip. It is not burning well right now.
So and I hear you saying like it's not burning well right now or whatever, but I think is it just because of the variation of the wood and the temperature and just whatever happens to be going on at the moment?
It could be because I've already burned here and I've already got the heat. I have the heat on the razor tip and it's 8. And it just wasn't burning. I don't know. Sometimes it can get frustrating. I'm actually going to pull out the Coalwood Super Pro. And I'm going to use this rounded spear. Let's see how it does for hair. I haven't used it for hair.
And JPC says, I really want to burn now, but my walnut hollow is broken. Again?
Did you send it back to them or contact them? We had talked about that. And gotta wait for a pen to heat up. Why is this? Some on detail. The cord's mixed up. No. Huh. Why is this tip should already be hot? I don't understand why.
Well, we're coming up on the end anyway. You want to...
Oh, I just want to hear this tip real quick. For whatever reason, this is the Coalwood spear, rounded spear, but for whatever reason, it wasn't heating up the way it should. Let's see, let me get it over here.
We found too that, like, especially if you live in a house or an apartment or something with older wiring, that there can be some incompatibility problems with the burners, and that they might not always burn. So like correctly. So like if you burn it one place and it's a 5, and you might move, and you might actually have the voltage fluctuate, and it might be like you're burning it at 3 or something like that. So it's something that you really have to figure out what your settings are for where you're at, and it could possibly even change from room to room. So
there we go.
It's frustrating sometimes. But you have like a voltage regulator now, right?
I do, but the only burner hooked up to that is needed to be hooked up is the nibs burner. For whatever reason, the other ones work fine. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why this tip. See, this one I would use for hair, but it's not heating up right. Because I do like the hair tip for nibs burner. And unfortunately, those nibs burner, the ones I have, I can't put on the coal wood to help regulate that because I have fixed tip, fixed pin on nibs burner. So I can't transfer it over. Anybody else could, but for whatever, if they actually no, nibs burner just went all fixed tip, fixed cord. And now that I think about it, I wonder if they did that so that you would only have to use their machine. Because you can't plug it into a coal wood the way. And with the Burnmaster, you would need, it comes with adapters. I didn't think about that. I am feeling the heat in the cord of the coal wood. Again, it's like nice toasty coffee. Yeah, it's just not bringing it. Okay, I think we're going to stop here for tonight. I'm not going to work on this any further. That way when we come back next Sunday, we can pick it right back up again. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it, and it's so exciting that we have people come in and talk. Whew.
Bo says Josh wants to learn to do this. Can you teach him?
Of course I can teach you, Josh. In fact, I offered it to Dad just a couple weeks ago. I'll give you guys a call here in a minute, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, honey? In fact, Maddie and Jeremy and Josh, I love you. Oh, your dog cute. KPC, your dog cute. Oh, on your roll of masking tape. I thought you were going to tell me it's cute on your walnut hollow. Thanks, Grace. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Eve. Thanks, JPC and Terry and Kimberly. This will be posted for a replay. Hopefully it looks okay. And we'll be back here next Sunday.
I don't know that one.
Quiet, Alexa.
Don't say her name. You activated her. Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a great night. Happy Father's Day. Happy burning. Bye. Oh, my phone.